Okay, part 3 still on the body, part 3 of 3, I think. Recovery. So we're doing our exercise, we're doing our body work, we're doing our breathing, we're doing our posturing thing. How do we support ourselves? How do we support our bodies to recover? One way that doesn't really get talked about a lot is actually how you see yourself. This is this mindfuck that people don't realize they're doing to yourself. When you look at yourself and you say, I'm fat, I'm weak, I'm this or that, I'm too short, I'm too skinny, I'm too whatever it is, your body hears that, I am this, whatever word you want to include. So your body is helping you to be that. So this is the part where you have to either stop looking at that part, stop thinking about it, stop obsessing, stop focusing on I am the unwanted. And then if you're able to, because for some of you it's going to be too much, but if you're able to look at yourself and say, I love this part. I am gorgeous in this light, in this dress, in this posture. When you can focus on that, it doesn't even have to be just feel it. It's not from the mind, it's how you feel about it. And if you can't change how you feel about a certain aspect, stop focusing on that and focus on something you can feel good about. This is why people suggest gratitude practices about things that you can be grateful about. One example right now in this moment would be that this space is cold. I didn't think I needed an extra heater, so I didn't, accept the one from my friend last night, and they're at work, so I'm like, I don't know what a heater is, but it's too cold in the space, hence the hat, hence the big sweater, the scarf. But I'm also, that's kind of like a byproduct. This too shall pass. I'll get a heater when they come back from work. I was able to make some hot tea, and I am so grateful to have the space right now so that I can make these videos and share with all of you guys. So that's where I want to focus on. But if I focus on the cold, then the cold gets worse, because now I put my attention on it, and I shouldn't have said that, because now I feel it more. But this is the same with your body. If you focus on, oh no, I'm creaky, I'm groaning, I can't move, this is not how I want to be, I don't feel comfortable with my weight, how I look, this, that. Your body doesn't know the difference between want and not want. You can say, I do not want this, all you want. The not part does not get registered. So, paying attention to your wording, to your focus, to your feelings is your key to creating the reality that you desire. I know that was kind of a segue out of the recovery, but this is really important because most of us know what feels good for us and what helps us recover from things. We know that drinking water with electrolytes, if you don't know to add electrolytes, a little bit of sea salt, or some herbal tea, some honey, some lemon juice, some cucumber, slices, some watermelon pieces, just anything that gives you some minerals into your water. And drinking water, spread it out, don't binge it. Most people know it, or it's available online, that information. We know vegetables and fruits in bigger quantities are really good for us. We know to avoid chemicals, things like that. But the reason we don't necessarily do those things is because they feel hard, because we've programmed ourselves to not feel good, to feel bad. Ironically, if I say I do not feel good, you're saying I feel good. It's really funny. Anyway, I digress. One of the things I did want to share that not a lot of people do know is that when you are doing some of that muscle, that tissue tearing, you're likely creating lactic acids when you're exercising. Your tissues are metabolizing more, and if they're not used to that, there can be a buildup of acids in your system. And while certain things like staying hydrated, and you probably need more water than you realize, or liquids, eating those mineral, nutrient-rich foods, the best quality that you can get. And sometimes it's not the best thing, but you are eating more vegetables. Doesn't matter what form they are. Don't be hard on yourself. It's all a journey, and it's all an expansion. You do what you do, where you're at. But one of the things that has helped me surprisingly a huge amount is actually baking soda water. It's huge in Europe. It's called Alkaline Body Care, and it's everywhere. They use it a ton. It's a little bit overpriced, but cheap, simple version. Take some baking soda, just from the grocery store, whatever. It can be cleaning baking soda as long as it's sodium bicarbonate. You take that teaspoon in a liter of water. You let that mix up. It can be hot water, it can be cold water, whatever feels good for you. Put a cloth in there, ideally an undyed towel or cloth. In Europe, they actually sell kits where you have a double sleeve. You have an inner, like a sock, and then an outer sock that goes over top of it. You can do that with anything at home, even if it's a cotton shirt and then a wool shirt on top. But you want something that isn't dyed, because the baking soda will pull out dyes sometimes out of fabric. And then you're re-dyeing other things. We don't want that. But take a cloth, wring it out, and then lay it on the area that's sore. Whether it's an arm, a shoulder, a back, a leg. Leave it on as long as you feel comfortable. Put over a blanket or something else to keep in the heat, because the water will evaporate it and create a cooling effect. If it's really inflamed, that might actually be nice, because it does create that cooling effect, pull out some of the heat. But the alkalinity of the baking soda water helps to neutralize the acids in your muscles, because through osmosis our skin is not permeable, like it's permeable. It's not a sealed container. So it actually can pull out through the skin, and this is a very safe way to create this detoxing environment to help your muscles. You can also have a bath, put it in your bath water, or have a foot soak. They say about a tablespoon of baking soda for a foot bath, about 3 liters, 3 tablespoons worth in a full body bath. As long as the water feels slippery, you have enough in there. So you can play with the amounts depending on how much water you use. But this is a really good way to help recovery without needing to put a lot of money in or a lot of time, because you can just do it while you're doing other things. But the important part is that you feel you're worthy enough, that you're valued enough to help support your recovery. This is what we started with, that how you see yourself in your mind, how you talk to yourself, what you focus on, is where you put your attention and your energy into. So if you focus on having a strong, flexible, fluid, mobile body that you can play with, that you can support each other, then you're more inclined to do the things that actually support that. If you are, oh my God, I'm sore again, I'm creaky, I'm groaning, I just can't do the things I used to be able to do, and then you follow that timeline and you don't want to do the things that help you recover because you're sore and creaky, and that's where you're focusing on. I know that's really hard for some people, but that's the choice you need to make, is where you focus on, what you put your energy into, where you put your attention is what gets reflected in your life. And that turnaround time might be a little challenging, but you can do it. You can change your energy, what you're looking at. And sometimes you may have to go away from your day-to-day life, whether it's 5 minutes, half an hour, half a day, just doing something completely different, taking a different route to work, just something to get out of your routine. Brushing your teeth with the left hand if you're right-handed. Just doing something that's out of the norm to wake your body up, to shake up. Oh, we're doing something different. We got to pay more attention to what's going on, and then it's more likely to notice that you're doing things differently, that you're talking to yourself differently, that your frequency is starting to change, and it moves that stagnation into from the body. So there's very many different ways, but it does start with the feeling and how you focus and what you focus on. Hope that helps. Talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.